Today we're going to talk about elevated body temperature and how we screen for that. My name's Andy Beck. I'm one of the co-founders of Viper Imaging. And what we've done is we've taken our many years of experience in infrared technology and we've taken it and put it to use in trying to detect for elevated body temperature. The reason for this is one of the many symptoms of the current pandemic, the coronavirus, COVID-19, is that it can show up in the form of a temperature or a fever, in people. So what we're looking for is do people, as they're going through some type of mass screening, as a pre-screening attempt, is to say, hey, is their body temperature elevated either over a certain threshold or elevated above the average of others that are coming through. Where this is seen, most people consider that you have a temperature of 98.6. And while that's true, and that is a good average, that's not the actual temperature of everyone. And it's also the internal body temperature. So the best way to measure temperature for anyone is to actually touch it. So if you can take a thermometer and put it under your tongue, the best way to measure, that's going to be the best way to measure temperature. When you cannot do that, because you're trying to get a lot of people through, the best way and the best practices dictates that you need to look right at the tear ducts in someone's eyes, or right by their eyes at the tear ducts. That's going to give the closest temperature that correlates with their core body temperature. As you do this, it's very important to know that that's still going to fluctuate. So while you do want to have that threshold if someone's under normal ambient conditions, you can have a threshold of, say, 100 degrees and say, oh, they're 100.4. We want to set an alarm at 100.4. Perfectly reasonable to do. However, in most other circumstances, you've got people walking from the outside, inside, or there's different environmental conditions. What you do is more of a rolling average. So you say that 10 people or 20 people that have come through, their average temperature, looking at their tear ducts, is, say, 95.1. You can then set a threshold to say, I want to look at anybody above 2 degrees above normal, then I want to pull them aside for further screening. So anytime someone came through as 97, then you could take them, pull them aside for further screening. So that's what we're doing, simply looking at them in and around the tear ducts. Again, best practice dictates that it's only one person at a time. A lot of the systems out there that are looking at multiple people, looking at foreheads and other things like that, that's just not a good temperature measurement. It doesn't correlate well, and there's too many external factors to give a good indication of what's going on. You can certainly measure their forehead temperature, but that's not going to be an indication of how they compare with others or with how they are set as far as their core body temperature. So we appreciate you tuning in, and you can find more information at viperimaging.com. Thanks.